Hey everybody, Dread here. I am going to kick off this list of covering the top 100 nu metal albums of all time. There's literally 100 to get through, so I don't know how long this is going to take. If anyone saw the previous video that I put out, hoping to get this done in a year. Don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. But, kicking off the list here is a band called Design19, which you have probably not heard of. I didn't either. They have like 30,000 plays, I think, on their biggest song on Spotify, which is nothing. I know people like IRL that have more than that, which is crazy. But yeah, they have an album here called Trigger, which seems to be the only one that they have, which is a freaking shame because, spoiler alert, this is a banger. But yeah, it's a pretty cool album. This band is actually from Finland. I don't know any music from Finland at all. So this is kind of a first for me, but that's pretty freaking cool. So yeah, let's get into it. The album is called Trigger. There are 11 tracks. One of them is an instrumental. The first thing I'll say is there's a lot of Deftones influence on here. Like early Deftones, I would say Adrenaline being Deftones' first album, and then Around the Fur, the one following that. A lot of influence from those two. The production from this album really makes me think of Adrenaline's production. It's kind of that raw, probably lower budget, if that makes sense, type of production. It's kind of gritty, but it does not hurt the album at all. I think it benefits it because there's a lot of that raw edge in this album. Yeah, a lot of Deftones stuff. Some songs in here, I'm not gonna lie, are kind of straight up rip-offs of them. So you can take that how you want. Doesn't really bother me. Probably will bother some people, but I'll give you that. I can't really find a whole lot of info on this band. I had to frickin' pull strings just to figure out they're from Finland. So if someone knows anything, let me know. I can't find shit. So yeah, the band has a keyboard player. I guess how the hell you say that, which gives them a unique sound, and it's one of the things that saves them from being a full-blown Deftones ripoff, although I think the Deftones might have a I don't know if they have a keyboard player, I don't remember. They have a turntablist or something. All I know is they utilize it way different than the Deftones do, which is probably what saves them from that. But being a Deftones ripoff isn't really a terrible thing, as the Deftones are very good, and I'm sure most people watching this would probably agree. Why would you be on a nu metal list if not? Deftones, one of the goats of the genre per se. But hey, let's get into the album. The first track off this album is called Pyrofoam, which is a unique title. I don't know what pyrofoam means. I probably should have researched it. I have no fucking clue. Yeah, and I can't understand a lot of the lyrics on this album. I'll give you a heads up. They're from Finland, so there's an accent there in the delivery that I don't quite pick up. Plus, they're doing these weird whisper, sing, soaring vocals that are already kind of hard to understand. So I had to Google a little bit of the lyrics to understand them, but that is one of the things. I guess you could take that as a pro or a con, however you want to see it. I guess the pro being, I don't know, maybe it's more intriguing, you don't know what they're saying, and then the con obviously is you don't know what they're saying, so you take that for what you want. But yeah, we'll get into the first track here. Really gives me some Adrenaline vibes, as in the first Deftones album. When I say Adrenaline, there's some Chino-esque vocals in here. Chino Marino being the singer of the Deftones, for those who don't know. The song has that soaring atmosphere that you would kind of hear on a Deftones song. The vocals kind of have that soaring feel, like I was saying, and the song transitions into a pretty standard nu metal chorus, followed by, things you would see in nu metal, some aggressive screaming, heavy down-tuned riffing. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a single off of the album. It's a solid, good song to kick off the album. I enjoyed it. So then we go into track number 2, which is titled I Go Disco. I really love the title of this. Very unique title, and you'll see there's a lot of unique titles here, but I Go Disco, that almost seems like it'd be like a slogan or something for, I don't know what. This band should have made it their freaking slogan. Maybe they would be more popular. I don't know. But anyhow, yeah. Starts off with it's almost like a electro drum, like little drop type of sound. I don't know what it's called. It's really cool though, the first couple seconds of the song. Then it transitions into a more aggressive song that you would hear in nu metal, as you'll probably hear me saying a lot here. Lots of screaming in the song. I'll be honest, I don't really care for the screaming in this particular song. I don't think it sounds very good. It's kind of dry and like not quite toddler tantrum sounding, but I can't make out anything that's being said in it at all. But yeah, not my particular thing. Could be the production too, because the production, like I said, is pretty rough in this album. But I do enjoy the guitar work a lot. It kind of blends in with the keyboard in the first section of the song. That's pretty standard throughout it. And then around the 2 minute and 45 second mark of the song, it transitions into like a more upbeat, positive guitar section with some softer singing, which unfortunately this drags on for like a minute 15 or 30. I don't remember which. It's cool the first time you hear it, then it kind of drags on, and the track already is on the slightly longer side. It's like a little over 4 minutes, I think. So, not a fan of that part, but the song itself is solid. That little part I just talked about does transition into the next song, which I'm not going to even try to frickin' pronounce. It's, you know what, fuck it, I'll try. It's called Ars Magna Syncset. I should have just not even bothered. We're just going to call it track 3. Apparently, this title came from some sort of book that I don't remember the guy's name. I should have wrote it down somewhere. I believe it was like a German, like, mathematician or something. It's a book that this guy wrote. So just that would make sense that Finland, the band being Finland, would be interested in that. But yeah, that's the cover of it. Let me just say right off the bat, I love this freaking song. This song, it's very unique compared to the rest of the album. It's a longer song. It goes a little over 5 minutes. Starts out with a really chill, relaxing guitar section that continues throughout the song. For some reason, the bass in this, kind of the bass and the mixture of the guitar as well, remind me of Mudvayne's LD50, which is actually a pretty good album, so don't take that as like it's not a negative, it's definitely a positive. The bass reminds me of that, and then like Primus, and if any of you know Primus is well known for their bass. Their bass is freaking amazing, so like that's by all means a compliment, but it reminds me of that. It's kind of funky. Is funky even the word? I don't know, it's just really cool. Just go fucking listen to it. But this might be my favorite song off the album, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it starts off with that really chill, funky guitar, bass kind of intertwining, transitions into a soaring chorus where the singer is belting out the lyrics. I know that burning helps. I know I have to create. Torture just falling over me. I'm not a victim, catching everything that I see. Which I find those lyrics to be very intriguing. My theory is that it is maybe, I don't know, maybe the singer is talking about like a religious figure or a god or a creator or something trying to stop a civilization from like killing itself or like a war or infighting, something along those lines, because the singer also says, like these are some other lyrics in the song, that he's going through the friendly fire of society, which is, yeah, I don't know. That just seems like maybe this dude's trying to keep his people from fighting. I don't know. They're cryptic lyrics. I really enjoy it. I love the lyrics on this song. I'm not going to frickin' tell you all of them, but you can look them up. They're really cool. Kind of, typical, like, Chino, Deftones vocals here. Got the soaring, the whisper singing. Like, I had to look the lyrics up because I didn't know what they were at first. I thought I heard fire and stuff like that, but I had to go look them up, as you'd have to do for a lot of this album, because it's the Finnish accent and then the whisper singing, but it's kind of cool. Not really reminding me of Deftones in terms of the song and the structure. This is almost more of a progressive rock song, I would say. But I really love this song. This might be my favorite on the album. The lyrics, I love them. Like, they're very intriguing, very thought-provoking. Love the bass work, the guitar, the atmosphere, and the progressive styling. They all flow together really well on this album. So this is definitely one of the highlights for me. If all else, if you don't sound interested in this album, check out the frickin' song at least. Next song is called FFWD. I don't know what that stands for. Honestly, this is just a pretty standard nu metal song. Not bad or anything, but if you're gonna skip a song on this album, this is probably a good contender to do that. I think the lyrics have to deal with like drug abuse or getting high as the frickin' clouds, because he's talking about his soul tearing out of his skin and speeding up so that he's slowing down from gravity, and then he's getting so like fast that his mind won't let him speak or something like that. I don't know, that's just a theory. I thought that was intriguing. Cool lyrics. Anyhow, next track, White You is what it is called. One of the softer songs on the album. I have no idea what the hell it's about. I can't understand the lyrics. I wasn't going to look up everything on this album, but I hear a little bit more keyboard in this song than I do some of the other songs, which isn't a bad thing at all, because the keyboard's very good in this album. The song's more mellow than the majority of the album. There's like a really nifty, spacey, kind of trippy, atmospheric, out of this world, makes you feel like you're freaking flying through the solar system part in the middle of the song. It's all instrumental that I really like. The guitar and the keyboard kind of intertwine and create that, and it's a very cool sound. I really like that. If they're ever gonna remaster like fucking Space Invaders or Galaga or some shit, throw that little part in that song and thank me later. It's fucking cool. But anyhow, decent song. We'll go on to track 6, which is called Figure 2-1. It's an instrumental, and technically we're now like halfway through the album, or a little over, I guess technically, because we're 6 out of 11, but we'll count it. Cool piano work in here. The singing reminds me of like someone reading from like an ancient like book or a scripture, something trying to summon a demon or some shit. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I was playing an Indiana Jones game not too long ago, and it just made me think of this. I don't fucking know, but it's cool. But it's instrumental, so you know, if you want to skip it, go for it. It's cool though. Track 7 here is called Distant Phase. Distant Phase is like, it's either the longest or the second longest song on the album, I think. Excuse me. The song clocks in, at around that 5-minute mark. There's some really eerie guitar chords in this song. They kind of mix with crooning, which crooning is like a lower style of singing. They give like a very lonely, deserted feeling in the song, which suits the title of the song very well. And bam, you get hit with a very aggressive as hell nu metal riff that you've kind of probably been anticipating by now anyway. You're on a nu metal album, and you get some of that the Deftones-esque whisper soul or singing, whatever you want to call it. The song also dabbles in the progressive rock metal genre again, in my opinion. The song structure and the guitar work and whatnot's kind of changing up. And some of the guitar in here is honestly some of my favorite in the whole album. You got some of the softer, like lonely stuff like I was talking about. Then you get the really aggressive nu metal riffing. It's very cool stuff. It kind of tiptoes and alternates between that line of loneliness and the full-blown intensity that I personally wish some of nu metal captured a lot better, because a lot of these bands I don't think do as good as a job as this band does. But, you know, can't all be winners. But definitely another highlight on the album. Might be my second favorite song. Yeah, we'll go with that. But, phenomenal song. We'll go to the next track here, track 8, called Stairs. Let me just say off the bat, the chorus of the song pretty much rips off the chorus from My Own Summer by the Deftones off of their second album called Around the Fur. So you take that for what you will. I don't really care. I like the song anyway. It might piss some people off. Just a heads up. Other sections of the song are like those lonely, eerie chords that are in some of the other songs. Just cool stuff. They're very good at this. They sound as amazing as everything else. More good guitar work. The biggest fault is that this is ripping off My Own Summer again. Probably gonna make some people butthurt. I don't care. I still think it's a good song. But yeah, thumbs up for me. Ninth track. We're getting here towards the end. It's called Virus. Honest to God, just a standard nu metal song. Not bad, but like nothing crazy, nothing like phenomenal. If there's another song you want to skip, this is probably a good contender. That's all I gotta say on it. Track 10. It's called Silver Plate. We get like a chill, kind of xylophone sounding, keyboardy, instrumentally thing right out of the gate, followed by some of that crooning. Not really channeling a ton of Deftones singing here, which I actually kind of appreciate. It's cool to hear something a little bit different. Just like a relaxed song. Clocking it around 3 minutes. This is actually one of the shorter songs on the album. Can't believe I'm saying that, but yeah, this is a fairly long album overall. The chorus here references holy water on a silver plate, so I'm kind of wondering if there's more religious undertones in this song, and I'm just not really picking up on it. Or the album as a whole, honestly. Maybe there's more religious stuff thrown in here, and I don't know. I'm not a super religious dude, so stuff's not, it's not second nature to me. Maybe other people would pick up on this. I definitely didn't, but chill little song. Good stuff. Thumbs up for me. Now we are on the final track, the closer of the album. We are at track 11, and it's called Closer Sun. This straight up rips off MX from the Deftones, which is on their Around the Fur album as well. Funny enough, MX is also the closer on that album. So I guess they're like, alright, hell with it. We're going to take a good closer, we're going to put it on here and rip it off, change it up a little bit, and throw it in here. Again, to me, this doesn't hurt it. I still think the song's pretty freaking good. Gonna piss some people off. Can't all be winners, I guess. I find the song to still be pretty well composed. It's got that aggressive yet eerie atmosphere that a lot of songs on this album get. A lot of strong Deftones influences, like I just said. They're borderline ripping them off, but there's a lot of piano mixing it up into this song. There's like a piano guitar intertwined, mixing it up here, and some of the verses throughout the song. It's very chill. A lot of these, like, you go from the aggressive nu metal song structure to like a chill kind of verse. There's a lot of that on this album. This song has a lot of that too. I really enjoy it. Yeah, explosive guitar riffing. There's that. The drumming, screaming, the soaring, and not unlike in the actual MX song that the song ripped off. More stuff you've heard throughout this album. It's a lot. It's around the like 4-minute 20-second mark, and the song ends and transitions into like, what is it around the, what did I say, the 4-minute 20? Excuse me, I mixed that up. The 4-minute 20-second mark is when the song kind of ends, and then it transitions into a Middle Eastern sounding instrumental. Then it goes on for like another minute or two, and then the song actually ends. I think it's like I think it's like over a 6-minute song. But that closes out the album. So, the verdict, I really enjoyed this album, in all honesty. For the first album on this list, this is a fucking banger. And I would recommend this to like anybody, just even if you have no interest in nu metal or any of this stuff, fuck it, go listen to it, dip your toes and see if you like it. I've already listened to this album like 10 times. I really like it, not gonna lie. I think this is one of the hidden gems of the nu metal genre. Like I said, starting off the list with a fucking banger. Fans of the Deftones, you're gonna love or hate this depending on if you think the ripping off is a good or a bad thing. I like it, and I'm a big Deftones guy, so check it out anyway, in my opinion. Maybe progressive music fans, you might enjoy this too, because there's some progressive kind of stuff in here. Even the metalheads that don't like nu metal, you guys might like this, because a lot of you guys like the Deftones, and this is Deftones 2.0, more or less. Although these guys are still kind of unique, but we'll go with that. Give it a shot. Like I said, I listened to it a couple times already. I really like it. They got a unique sound. They don't follow a lot of the negative stereotypes associated with nu metal. Like, I don't think there's any rapping in this. There might be a little spoken word. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't think there's any rapping. There's not like teenage angst, depression, fucking slip my wrist, my parents hate me bullshit that a lot of the other ones have, not gonna lie. So that's a that's a thumbs up. For those of you that don't like standard nu metal, give this a shot. You don't hear any of that in it. It's just a good album. Go check it out. For a final rating, I'm gonna do these out of 10. I think I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. I wanted to go 9 out of 10, but I'm like, they did rip the Deftones off. Although to me it's not a negative. A lot of people will probably see it like that. So I'm like, all right, no originality. I'll deduct it. And then some of the screaming in here doesn't sound very good. It could be the production. I don't know. It just sounds really dry to me. But yeah, those are the really only cons I can say off of here. Like, unique sound off this album. That's a pro, obviously. Even with the heavy Deftones have Deftones influence, still pro. They draw from a lot of different genres, including the Middle Eastern stuff, the progressive, standard nu metal stuff. It's cool stuff. They have a strong, charismatic vocalist who does some different styles. He commands, he fucking owns the songs and the verses. The lyrics are, while I can't understand them half the time, I have to go look them up. The ones I can't understand, and even after I look them up, they're very intriguing and thought provoking. They're very cryptic. I want to hear more, which is what you want, especially in a nu metal album, where lyrics are typically not the strong suit. Good guitar work, great bass work. The keyboards are utilized well, which is not common for nu metal. Usually they're just kind of thrown in there as an afterthought. I really like what they did with the keyboards in this. The album flows together very well. The first couple times I heard this, I didn't skip anything. Now that I've heard it a bunch of times, like I said, the songs I put on there, you could skip. Sometimes I do. But still, you can listen to this album from like track 1 to track 11, and it's a good time. You don't need to skip anything at the end of the day. Like I said, I would really recommend this album. 8 out of 10 from me. For a band with frickin', I don't even know if they have, I don't remember how many followers they have. I know their most popular song had like 30,000 like plays on Spotify, and that was it. And I can't find shit on them anywhere. This band is freaking amazing. They're one of those bands. Spoiler here, like Snot. Snot only had one album. Like, we could only imagine what Snot could have been. I feel the same way for this band. What could they have been if they put more material out? So this is an unfortunate frickin'. This is a huge loss for the nu metal genre. They could have been something, but it's a shame, but still frickin' amazing album. I would recommend it to everybody. If anyone knows anything else by this band, please let me know. I want to check it out. This album kicks fucking ass. As I said, give it a listen. Please to say that the first album I've done for this list and ever on my channel is a freaking banger. Like I said, I've already said it a bunch of times. Check it out. We're off to a good start. Thank you all for tuning in and listening. And next time we'll go to number 99 on the list. Anyhow, again, thank you for tuning in. This is Dread here. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for tuning in.